Bitcoin is a bank in cyberspace. Monetary energy, core of the earth. Doubles every year. Listen to my words. Selling doesn't hurt. Selling is absurd. It's like cutting off your wings, but you want to be a bird.
Testing the wedge. As you can see, this mini trend line, so I'll just show you before I take it off. So what's happening here is we had this mini trend line, which is still working as a trend line. Actually, funnily, I can leave that for now. Actually, I'll leave that for now, but this trend line is definitely invalid, so we need to find another location for that. This particular area here, we seem to be forming another one. So what I'll do is just temporary. So these are not fixed points, right? So temporary, we'll put another one here. If we pick up another trend here, so we'll see this. But ultimately, listen, guys, the what do you call this? The what's it called? The wedge. Sorry, my brain's not working. I've been talking and doing all sorts of stuff. But this wedge is still valid, right? So please do understand, this wedge is still valid. Until we get out of this wedge, we're not out of the problem situation we've got. Also, if you look carefully, remember this trend line that we've got here, this longer downward trend line, we still haven't finished that either. So this is just a hypothetical one. I'm going to change the color for this. This is not a valid one, just so you understand. This yellow line is not a valid line. And also this particular chart is in the link, so you can actually click it and you can actually see it, view it yourself and make it yours if you want. So what we've got here is another mini trend forming. This one, I can possibly bring it down, but you do know what happens when I do bring it down. It's telling me that we might follow this path. So whether we bounce up and down here or not, we might just follow this path. So this technically is invalid. I am still going to leave it just for a little bit. This seems to be forming another one, which is so basically we had a high here. Okay, this is the bullish candle, bullish reversal candle, and you can see this on the 4-hourly. And then we had this candle here, which says, okay, we can't have it go down. So try to bring it back up, but it's been bearish. So this is theoretically a upward trending because it's a higher high, right? It's a higher high. Sadly, we've got a higher low. We've got a lower low as well. But as long as it's forming a trend, as long as we can get that valid trend, right? So the pattern we're looking for something that goes from here to here, keeps on doing this until it breaks out. That's what we're looking for. But because we're on this particular trend line here, and we did break it, we are now trying to do this, right? It seems to be we're trying to do this. So this is where I talked about how this 25k, actually I talked about it privately, not on a public video, but if it does, we do have this 25k still in play, right? So remember, in the short term, we are going to expect the unexpected. Most people say, if what everybody thinks is going to go up, you got to think it's going to go down, right? Always think the opposite of the herd. So right now, we might be doing this, coming and touching this, as long as we are in this zone. So what we're talking about is in this wedge, right? As long as we are in this wedge, right? And if you look carefully, as long as we play within this wedge, it's fine. It's part of the pattern. The only time you should be worried, right? And this is the part that I want to say, it's like bearish scenario. So we have all of this. Sorry, let's do it nicely. Let's do exactly what the pattern just did. And then we go and do this. This is bad, right? But normally, as I said, a falling wedge is always a very bullish sign. Falling wedge is always a very bullish sign. The only thing that's holding us back is this greater trend line, because we have not confirmed this. Also remember, I mean, I should make this another color probably. Let's make it green line. No, aqua. I love aqua. Right. So what you're looking here is we've got a brand new upward trend line, not ready. We've got the older all-time high to the downward momentum. Basically, we have this aqua line here. Again, it's not fully complete. We need one more point to confirm it's complete. So we don't have that either. This is brand new. We're generating this. It's still not finished either. But out of all of this wedge, right? And I'll change the color. I think this is what I need to do, is just change the colors a little bit. So I'll make this, made the other one. Make this Orange. Yeah, let's go. Let's make this orange. So it's color coded, at least that way you guys can see the colors. So we've got this wedge in the orange, right? But the wedge is the only one that is actually confirmed. So this wedge is confirmed. It's saying, okay, this wedge solid, you know, this is a wedge, this is a pattern we're seeing. Definitely it's more of a high likely to break out at some point. So always zoom out, look at the bigger picture. You know, right now, I know a lot of people are asking about altcoins and this and that, and all I've got to say about altcoins, guys, is this. Let me refresh this. When I talk about altcoins or anything, right, all I'm saying is look at the red, look at these red, look at these red. These are discounts. These are discounts. Obviously, I'm not going to advise anybody on to go and buy any other shit coins and this and that. Actually, I might be making a video where I will talk about 1 or 2 coins that I feel that 1 second. So there are a few coins that I do feel maybe a good buy and hold, right? It's just like great opportunity. So people who missed it, you know, these are like penny coins. So these are going to be the penny ones. I don't usually talk about penny ones, but these are high risk, high reward. So I might mention a few. Maybe I'll pick a 10 or something, 10 of them or something, and I'll put it on another video very soon. And we move from there. But that's what we're looking at. So when you're looking at discounts, this is what you're getting, right? So also, as you can see, we've created another. So what I did is I left the line there. This is the dominance. And you can see here, this is where I created a brand new line. And we're now traveling within this zone. So we've now entered into this particular zone. In fact, I can even do this, right? Just for the sake of it, I can do this, right? So you can see this is more of a parallel zone. And if you look carefully, if we adjust this, if you look carefully, it's also a falling wedge, right? It's also becoming a falling wedge, right? So in order for you to see the full wedge, say if I do this, now you can see it, right? So this is what's happening. This is also falling because we have that slight bit of an angle. And usually that means that it's going to go up. And also this triangle, ascending triangle is also very good as well. It should, all of it's signaling that this is going to, as you can see, the total so the dominance, basically, as you can see, everything is coming close. It's going to give us that third point, maybe come down a bit, and then we need to break out. So all of this is telling us that market wants to go up. That's what it wants to do, right? Here we are just struggling, obviously. So let's see what happens. I mean, follow the wedge. Remember, stay within the wedge. The wedge is your key right now. And if I was to say, so if you look carefully, there's something I want to show you. Actually, this is really cool. I want to show you something. So this is what I was looking at. I was looking at some hidden patterns and everything the other day, remember? This is another pattern that we saw. So you see this here on the RSI. What we're seeing is the RSI on the daily, the volume is dropping off. So this is daily, showing us the volume is dropping off, right? So kind of reflects to this. However, when we look at the stochastic RSI, it's telling us, and I'll zoom in to show you, it's telling us that we are indecisive. So in this particular area, we are indecisive. What we need to do is start moving back up again and hopefully keep the blue line on top, similar like this. And if we can move back up again, we should be bullish. So it's telling us we're in the oversold territory right now. We need to get back into the you know, overbought, or at least bought territory. But you see here, this is where the key. So when you take this and you say, okay, we're oversold. I mean, this is extremely oversold. We're oversold here. And now we need to get back into the zone. This is where this particular RSI is struggling and kind of showing us that this is the reason why we are dropping. Now, when we go into lower time frames, we get a slightly different data. See, on the lower time frame, what we're seeing is this. So if you have a quick look, this is on the 4 hourly. This is what you see on, sorry, not this one. My bad. Yeah, so on the lower time frame, this is what I'm seeing. Can you see this? So on the lower time frame, this is what I'm seeing. It's basically saying that we're coming into this zone. Of course, we're bearish. This is all proving this. It's saying, okay, bearish, bearish, bearish. But it's also saying that we want to break up. You know, we want to break up. And we saw the same movement just a few days ago. If you look carefully, let's get another one. Same movement a few days ago here, right? If you look at the time, right, this is this particular zone here, right? This is when we saw this. So whenever we're seeing this particular attempt, right? So there was another one here, as you can see, there was absolutely another one here, right? And this is where it kind of struggled. So you can see it was bouncing. There's a lot of traffic. It's trying its best. So all we need to see is these higher time frames, not the lower, higher time frames making that one move, right? Because again, if you look on the hourly, yeah, still showing that, okay, we had a bullish here and then it became bearish here. So zoom in and out, that's all I'm going to say. Zoom in and out. On the hourly, it's telling us it's going to drop now. It's already signaled us at about 5 a.m. It said it needs to go down, and it did, right? And it came down here. Right now would be a buy opportunity, and then when it comes back up here, it would be a sell opportunity. This is no financial advice, but this is pretty much how you do it. So if you're trading on a daily basis on the hourly, 4-hourly time frames, especially monitor it on the hourly, and if you're looking at the stochastic RSI and it goes into this level, just sell, and then when it comes back here, just buy. That's all you have to do, right? You sell when it goes here, you buy when it comes here. That's all you have to do. But also keep an eye on this as well, because this is showing you the movement of the momentum, right? You know, how much money is coming into the exchange and whatnot, because this is technically how we can follow the volume, right? When we see the volume, we know, okay, there's 30-40 billion dollars coming in, right? For example, what's today? $40 billion has come into the market, but where is the $40 billion going, right? Is it being bought or is it being sold? And this tells us it's being bought, and we can see for how many hours it's been happening, right? So when you look at the time frame, you can see, okay, for this many hours, it's been, you know, it's been bought until recently, until this particular time here, which is showing 12 p.m. So what is it? 12. Let me just quickly double check what time frame it's showing. So this candle here, which was actually 1 p.m. So at 1 p.m. it started to sell off, and you can see this 1 p.m. Reaction here, basically. As long as we bounce back off this, we should be okay. But here it's telling us, remember the hidden signal is telling us, well, guys, you're going into the overbought territory on the hourly. So we are going to take a dump, and this is exactly what's happened here. So it's dumped because it went to the overbought. Obviously, this might come all the way down here, and then we pick it back up, and then we climb up to here, and then do so. We might see a bounce here. This will bring us to this level here. This will bring us to this level here. Same pattern, and then we shoot up. Now, it's just on an indecisive thing, but actually, this is really cool. I quite like this. So you see, I wasn't looking at the hourly time frame. On the hourly time frame, I see something really, really cool. Right. You see, this is what happens. Accidentally, sometimes you just end up seeing something that is so awesome. Watch this. This is awesome. This is on the hourly, by the way. Right, this is on the hourly. So what I've done here is I said, okay, if I take this wick, right, let's take this wick, put it right on the dot here, right? We're going to put the wick right on the dot here, and then move this wick over, right, where it touches at least the wick. So what I'm using here, so I shouldn't be using the wicks, but I am using the wicks here to give me 3 points, 1, 2, 3, because this one, when I did that, it gave me the body. Right, so if you can see that, when I did the wick here, it gave me the body here and another wick here. And this is fine. This is the current candle we're in. And so far, it looks very bullish. It seems to be a reversal candle, which is good. So zooming in is giving us this pattern and saying, well, this could be our new trend line. Well, question is, obviously, we have to hold it. And once we hold it, then we can move up and see what happens. But that's it, guys. Other than that, just observe. And as I say, let it be, you know, just don't trade. That's all I'm going to advise. Don't trade. So yeah, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you on another one. Adios, amigos.